Question 42, sequence families. Samantha and her teacher have been busy creating new sequence generators and the sequences that they produce. Below are the sequences Samantha and her teacher created. So there's quite a few of them. I think there's actually 10. And there's a task here. It says, your task, working together, organize the sequences into families of similar sequences. Your team will need to decide how many families to make, what common features make the sequences a family, and what characteristics make each family different from the others. Follow the directions below. As you work, use the following questions to help guide your team's discussion. So, the first one there is, how can we describe the pattern? How does it grow? So by what mechanism are we, what are we doing each time to get the next one in the sequence? And then finally, what do the sequences in a particular family have in common? So I've left room on this page for you to organize this in the following way. I suggest you, in the upper space, you might look at one of the sequences, like for example A. Like I'm not sure, but if I'm looking at A, it was um, -4, -1, 2, and 5. And if I look at that, I believe that as I move forward each time, I think I'm adding 3, right? So -4 plus 3 is -1, -1 plus 3 is 2, and 2 plus 3 is 5. So um, I could look at for other sequences and see if any of them are created by, adding the same positive number or adding the same negative number continually to move the list forward. So that's one possible way, right? So I would say, how did these grow? Well, this one's growing by adding, um, or you could say adding or subtracting, but adding the same value each time. What do these have in common? I could say repeated addition. How can we describe the pattern? For A, I would just say it's, for A, it's add 3, add 3, add 3. So just kind of like save this space and write a couple notes about the sequence family. So I think there's more than just repeated addition. It's something that we've looked at, and I think if we were to graph that, this would be a nice line. So we could look at that. But you've got a lot of different sequences there. So unfortunately, you're going to have to be flipping the page between them, but just keep flipping the page. And go ahead and organize these to the best of your ability. And as you do it, don't be afraid to like change it and think about it again. I kind of wish that I would have left these as cutout strips so that you could just shuffle them around on your table. So maybe you want to write them down on like some quarter sheets of paper so that you can move them around and consider them in different orders. But that's pretty much where I want you to go with this question. Um, it says your group will now prepare. Whoops, that's the next question. So go ahead and organize these. Describe the groups. You can see I've left room here for you to have 4 different groups, but you may need more than that. But try and group these sequences into some common patterns, common characteristics.